friends, Earl at thelogbook.com, back for more Voyages of Shelf Discovery. We are veering firmly back into the Star Trek universe for this installment, because I have some more Eaglemoss lovelies to unbox, starting with the Star Trek Phase 2 Shuttlecraft. Now, one of my favorite things that Eaglemoss does is that they not only have plumbed literally every ship design that has appeared on screen in Star Trek, they have done quite a few that never appeared. Designs that were considered, but for whatever reason were not used. This is a pretty solid, hefty little die-cast model here. Wow, nice detailing even on the bottom. Very, very retro, Art Deco, very aerodynamic, and as you can see, it's kind of, in addition to being much more aerodynamic than the shuttlecraft, the boxy shuttlecraft that we are used to with Star Trek. This is, however, it does, however, have the livery of the classic Enterprise, because this was intended for the 1970s revival that is most commonly referred to as Star Trek Phase 2. It was a Matt Jeffries design, and according to the magazine, which I actually... the magazine is elsewhere. I can't, so I can't really show it to you. But I have read it. I read it before I opened the model. The Eaglemoss always packages, a really lovely and fact-filled print magazine with each of their ships, giving the background of that design and its, sort of its in-universe background. And the magazine that came with this one revealed that the design of this particular vehicle was originally conceived by Matt Jeffries when he was working on a sequel series for War of the Worlds in the 1970s that never panned out, and then wound up working on Star Trek Phase 2. So as always, you have a very nice stand that this one is counterbalancing the weight of the front of it. Very nicely done. Oh, and I mentioned there's detailing even on the bottom of the vehicle. Yes, there is thrusters, and I'm assuming stowed landing gear, that sort of thing. So Jeffries originally conceived this design as part of a War of the Worlds sequel series that never happened. And then, when that series proceeded to not happen, it went on to be submitted for a Star Trek sequel series that also never happened. So this, there is also a Phase 2 version of the Enterprise that Eaglemoss has produced that, I love the Phase 2 Enterprise because it's kind of the midpoint between the Enterprise we see in Star Trek the Motion Picture and what we had already seen on TV up to that point. So, nice little, very nice job from Eaglemoss here, but not the only shuttle, not the only Star Trek shuttle we are opening today, because Eaglemoss had basically a pre-Black Friday sale, which is where I picked up Shuttlecraft Set number 2. This is one I've kind of wanted to pick up for a very long time. I finally had the means at my disposal to throw a little bit of Eaglemoss money around. Oh, they're individually packaged. So this is the executive shuttle from the Earth space dock. You see that in Star Trek 6. Oh, interesting. I wasn't expecting them to be individually packaged. You have the NX-01 Shuttle Pod from Enterprise. And we'll get these out and show them off a little bit better than they show off in the package. Oh, we have multi magazines in here. Holy cow. Boy, this is like Christmas. Okay, there's a magazine for each one. This is crazy. Wow, they really went all out. I was kind of expecting styrofoam in here and not, 4 cases of individual packaging. Now this is the one that I really showed up for. This is the Andrew Probert Shuttlecraft from the early seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation, which is a design that I absolutely love. And we also have, also from early seasons, and partly because the problems they were having with the one I just showed you, the Shuttle Pod from Star Trek The Next Generation. So, let's jump right in here. These are little guys with little stands, and I'm totally okay with that. Okay, I have a feeling these are going to work out kind of like the Eaglemoss did from Space 1999. Oh wait, this is something new that I'm not accustomed to. Oh. It's a little, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. It's a little Okudagram. It's kind of like a tiny translite. I think it has its own stand. Yes, it does. So there's a ship schematic on this. There, you can barely see it. Sorry about that. I wasn't expecting that I was going to have to backlight anything here today. So it... Okay, so it has 2 little stands that clamp onto it and hold it up. That's... Oh, wow. You know what? I would probably, over the years, have bought a lot more of these if they all came with this. Because I love the... I love Michael Okuda's LCARS graphics treatment in all of its forms. It's really one of the things about that era of Star Trek that has stuck with me. And in the current shows like Lower Decks and Star Trek Prodigy, we see this style coming back, and that's very, very gratifying. Okay, so it I think you just slide it into the 2 little stands. There we go. And they will hold it up. Okay. I wasn't expecting these. I should have had the model open by now. I'm sorry. Okay, this is fascinating stuff here. Let me do this upside down. It may be easier to do it that way. All right. And yeah, so it's got its own little stand. I could see putting this next to the model on the display shelf. Very nice. Very nice. I'm sorry that's not really reading on camera very well. It stands up well though. Okay, so let's get to the actual model. See, this first one we're opening, this is the Shuttle Pod, little 2-seater from Star Trek The Next Generation, which I believe was first seen in, was it Times Squared? I know it was in the 2nd season, and we will get into why it happened. They wanted a shuttle that the practical the practical set piece for the shuttle matched what was on screen. Okay, so the stand is just, it's a very simple stand, because I am sure this little dude, you just set it on top of it and you're good to go. If you even need the stand, I mean, the normal disposition of this craft was that it was just sitting on the floor in the shuttle bay. Very nice little detailed model, trying to hit the focus sweet spot of the camera here. Very nice model. I remember that this was also the Shuttle Pod was also a Micro Machines model, but this one is much more detailed, and just all sorts of unexpected delights with these. So let me try to, I do try to hang on to my Eaglemoss packaging. You know, put it in a box in the closet somewhere for safekeeping, in case someday I have to move again for whatever reason, which I've had enough moving the past few years. Thank you very much. And yeah, try to keep the packaging so everything can actually go back in with its original packaging. All right, I'm not going to put together the stand and the computer display on the rest of these. I think we've done. I think you know what they are. And we'll save assembling the stands for later and just stick to the vehicle itself. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this so much. I've got stuff stacked so high over here I can't see my screen, and that's a problem. I really love the first and second season Andrew Probert shuttle design here. I just like the formed curves of it. Yeah, it kind of looks like a little frog. And the model shots of it were always absolutely beautiful. And as always, Eaglemoss takes the time to actually make the translucent parts translucent. I can see, light shining through them from back here. Probably can't see that on camera because the light is in front. But the parts that are supposed to be translucent are in fact translucent. I loved this shuttlecraft design. The reason they stopped using it is that they could not come up with a practical set piece to put behind the actors that actually looked anything like this. That, there was an interior set for it, but it was, it was showing it from the outside that they ran into serious problems, simply because any kind of partial set piece that they built could not match the curves of it. And again, comes with a computer diagram here. Oh, my face is backlighting it. That's right, because I'm bald and light reflects off my head like nobody's business. Anyway, so much box going on here. I'm gonna have to find a place to put everything. Although this was not my primary reason for getting this set, I do also love this design, which was the NX-01 Shuttle Pod from Star Trek Enterprise. It's the funny thing is, this one did have full-size set pieces that the actors could interact with, inside and out. And by this point, budgets and technology had ensured that You know, matching the formed curves of the model. Of course, the model was CG. Um, was not a problem. And this one's a little more space age kind of Art Deco looking. So it kind of befits a vehicle from before the original series. So they did a really nice job on this. Wow. Okay. And let me see, is there a... Oh, that's not the box for this one. So many boxes. So many boxes. And I will look at the executive shuttle here in a moment. Okay, and this one, although it's a... let me see, what does the computer display for this one look like? Oh, it is done in the period-appropriate style, so it matches the computer graphics from that era of Star Trek. It matches the screen displays. So that's neat. I mean, I like the model so much, it's not like I was going to dock them points if it looked like a 24th century computer display instead of 22nd century. Which, you know, I sit here and talk about like, you know, this is all a matter of fact somehow. Okay, so we do get a 24th century style display for the 23rd century executive shuttle, but I am not going to knock off points for that. Again, we have a wonderful little model here. Ooh, it's kind of glaring under the light. Let me do this in front of the other camera here. So this is the shuttle that gets everyone to the Enterprise A in Star Trek VI at the beginning. You see these kind of actually heading up vertically toward the space dock. It's a rare instance of Star Trek acknowledging that there is a third dimension in space travel. Well, you know, whereas normally everything is, you know, coming at you head on, you know, and there are no verticals. And I believe they also reused this model. I think they flipped it upside down and, you know, maybe changed some other things around for Scotty's shuttle when he showed up in the Star Trek The Next Generation episode Relics. And, you know, I have a feeling that the factoids that I'm struggling to come up with are probably in the magazine for the executive shuttle. There's also a magazine that goes with Shuttle Pod 1 from Enterprise. And, oh yeah, Type 7 shuttle. That's the one that I showed up for. That's the one that I got this set for because I love that design so much. And, of course, our boxy little shuttle pod, the Type 15 shuttle from Star Trek The Next Generation. This is quite a package, and it has this outer box that's kind of amazing on its own. I wasn't expecting, you know, all of the little boxes inside, and, you know, all of it's superfluous if the models aren't good, but the models are fantastic. Love it. Absolutely love it. So, I'm very happy to have this little fellow in my collection. And everyone else who came along for the ride, they're awesome too. So, absolutely no complaints with Eaglemoss's second boxed set of Shuttlecraft. They could easily have sold these individually. And, but I was able to snag a good deal on them with the sale that they were having just before Thanksgiving, and I am certainly very pleased with the final product.